Nice little daily driver.
Very nice.
What's happening, guys? Hope your day's going well. Today we're going to review a pre-workout called Power in You by Performance in You. There it is. They sent me this to review for you guys. So we're going to go over the ingredients so you know what you're putting in your body. And then we'll go over the effects on this bad boy. If you're new to the channel, you like stuff like that, hit the subscribe button. Love to have you along for the ride. So jumping right into this, to get the flavor out of the way, we have Strawberry Amazing. So on the picture here, they have some strawberries and bananas cut up. I can't say that it was like overwhelmingly strawberry banana, but it was strawberry something, and it was darn good. It was very refreshing. If you like flavors that you can sip on for a little bit, and you're not like a pre-workout downer like me, because I like to down it, get it going, and get it flowing, then you'll be fine sipping on this. It's actually pretty good. They did a really good job on the flavor on this thing. So put an ingredient profile right in front of me, and then we'll jump into this. And I got a few things to say about this, but I'll wait until after the ingredient profile. We got a serving size of 1 scoop, 13.1 grams. Packed flat level scoop is in that 13-gram range. So you're looking at anywhere between 13 and 13.5. 20 servings. So not bad. That's what most pre's are going for right now. I don't have any discount codes for you guys, unfortunately, but I'll put a link down below to the site. I know this is the only product I think that they're selling right now because they're just starting the company. Right on the top of the label here, we have L-citrulline malate 2-to-1 ratio, 6 grams. So it's going to be L-citrulline, and it's going to be malic acid bound together. Well, it's not really bound together. It's mixed together. I don't know why they put it like this, because very few ingredients are bound together. The initial original studies were done off. But 2 ingredients together combined, L-citrulline is going to help with vasodilation and pumps. It's going to help with oxygen delivery. It's going to help with metabolite removal out of the muscles to help with more reps and more sets in the gym. And the malic acid is used in the Krebs cycle. So along with that extra oxygen and nutrient delivery from the vasodilation, it's going to help with ATP production. And the malic acid is, again, going to help with more energy production in the Krebs cycle when ATP is turned into ADP and help it turn back into ATP more rapidly. Then we have beta-alanine at 3.2 grams, itching, scratching, tingling. This is an ingredient that you either love it or you hate it. I'll let you guys know how the beta tingles hit on this thing. We get into this. So this is also an ingredient for more reps, more sets in the gym. So this buffers metabolites in the muscles as well to help you push through more sets and more reps. So as you can tell right now, they're designing this for an endurance type pre-workout. Then we have agmatine sulfate at 1 gram, one of my favorites. So this has a GDA properties to it. So this helps with glucose disposal. So it's going to help with energy production, but it also helps with vasodilation, and it regulates the 3 forms of NOS. There's eNOS, which is endothelial NOS, iNOS, and nNOS. So it regulates those to provide a more sustained pump, and also to kind of, it does something with iNOS, which has to do with inflammation. So nitric oxide, too much nitric oxide in the body can cause inflammation. So this particular ingredient is going to regulate that. So it's very good when it's coupled with L-citrulline and other vasodilation pump ingredients, because it does make the tightness or the pumps last a little longer than like L-citrulline alone or some of these other ingredients alone. Then we have alpha GPC at 400 milligrams. So this is below that growth hormone secretion efficacious dose of 600 milligrams, but this is going to provide cognitive function, focus, memory, recall in the brain. This helps with the firing of neurons in the brain. This turns into acetylcholine and spikes acetylcholine, and it's going to help with contractions as well and energy production throughout the body. Then we have caffeine anhydrous at 200 milligrams, decent dose. That's an adenosine blocker. This wakes you up. And then we have some Bacopa at 100 milligrams. It removes toxins out of the brain, helps with blood flow to the brain, and in turn, it's going to help with the firing of neurons, the health factors of the brain, the way the brain works, getting rid of glutamate in the brain, which can be toxic if it gets increased too high. So all around a very healthy ingredient at 100 milligrams. Then we have some CAF1 citrate at 50 milligrams. That's 50% caffeine, and that's fast acting. So that's going to be 25 milligrams. So we got 225 there total. And then we got some CAF2 malate, dicaffeine malate at 50 milligrams. So that's going to be 75%. So we got 250. So we have about 300 milligrams of caffeine. I'll put the total down below here on the screen. You hear a ding. And you can see the total there when I figure it out and I get next to a calculator. Then we have some, that's the long-acting caffeine, the dicaffeine malate. So it's going to stay with you, the 37 milligrams or whatever is going to stay with you for 4-5 hours and help you come off. We've got estrogen, which is to bring it all together in the digestive ingredient system, 50 milligrams. This also helps with gut health. So this helps with gut inflammation. So very good ingredient. Then we have some isopropyl-norepinephrine at 20 milligrams. This is a hidden ingredient. It's too bad they're taking it away from a lot of pre-workouts now, but this is going to antagonize beta-2 receptors, which can help with some lipid release into the bloodstream to in turn help with more energy production. It's going to also spike norepinephrine throughout the body because the beta receptors are throughout the body, the brain, and everywhere else. So it's going to have some energy production and brain firing as far as that goes. And then, last but not least, it's going to speed up your metabolism. It's going to make you sweat. So you're going to notice a little sweating on this thing. Then we have some Huperzine A at 200 micrograms. So this blocks an enzyme that degrades acetylcholine in the brain to keep acetylcholine elevated so you can stay with that cognitive function for a longer period of time. So, Performance in You, Power in You pre-workout, how did it do? So you first take the scoop, the beta-alanine comes in, it hits between a medium and a medium-high level. And what's real freaking interesting is it all depends on if you eat something or not, because my phone keeps on going off. Because the one day I took it without some food, and I swear I hit it at a medium-high level. I mean, I was like, oh, okay, what's going on here? And then the next day I ate something before, and it was kind of like between a medium and a medium high. So it's all going to depend on what you have in your stomach and also how you've adapted to beta-alanine. So it comes in, it hits, stays for about 15 minutes, and then goes away. So it's not super long lasting. Everything else starts to come in. The energy starts to come in on this thing. You start feeling a little awake in about 20 minutes. So that citrate that comes in, the fast-acting caffeine, is not really a big hit of caffeine. So it just kind of like wakes you up and then kind of gets you ready and moving. So if you're someone who's real tired in the morning, or you get off work or something like that and you're tired and you're just noticing you're down, that caffeine citrate, whether it's in a low dose or a high dose, will have more of an immediate effect on kind of just waking you up a little bit as far as the brain, your eyes, kind of preparing you for everything else to come in. So this comes in 20 minutes. This thing doesn't peak until I'd say about 50 minutes. And when it does, and you're in the gym, it's not a lot of caffeine in this thing. So when you're in the gym, this is a daily driver, smooth energy, sustainable hit for a good hour and a half. All depends on how you react to caffeine and stimulants in general, but there's a lot of takeover mechanisms in here as far as the energy. So the caffeine is not the only energy kick you get in here. If you're in there and you're moving, they're going to start sweating. You're going to start noticing if you're moving, your brain's ready for it. You're going to start noticing the extra endurance, the extra more reps and more sets in the gym. Of course, sleep matters, food matters, all that stuff matters. But this does upscale you above just the stimulant caffeine hit and the synephrine hit and any kind of mobilization of fat lipids in there as well. So this does kind of carry you. It's a very well-designed pre-workout that is for somebody who is going in there knocking stuff out pretty quickly. So I rest 45 seconds in between sets. This does me well, and it keeps me moving. It keeps my energy firing, keeps my energy up. It replenishes my ATP so I can jump on another set and get moving and knock out a quick workout, 30, 45 minutes. So very beneficial for that type of a workout as far as energy production, fat mobilization, all that stuff. You're going to sweat, and the synephrine, the isopropyl-norepinephrine, sticks with you for a while. So you'll be in that sweat mode for a little while, a good 4 or 5 hours. Not intensely, but you'll feel it coming off and on. If you're moving, if you're doing something, you're going to start sweating. You're noticing your metabolism picked up. The focus on this thing is a medium focus. So it's nothing crazy. It's not an in-your-head nootropic bubble. You are driven. You dial into the reps and the sets really nice, but it's not anything above a medium focus. So it's just a very decent, wake you up, get you dialed in, the use of the energy, the use of the fat mobilization, the little bit of tightness from the pumps that you get on this. It's not crazy vasodilation pumps, but it's tight. And this is mainly designed like a stim junkie pre-workout to deliver oxygen and energy to the muscles to really induce not like a great pump effect, but more of that energy, that natural energy that your body can produce while you're training. So they did a really good job the way they set this thing up. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can tell you guys about this thing other than it's a nice daily driver. The caffeine amount is really low, and this is one that I'm keeping on the shelf that I'm going to turn to whenever I want a daily driver, because this is my type of pre with energy in the backbone, and the background is a backbone, natural energy, and then plus the little bit of stim caffeine hit. So they did a really good job on this. Too bad I don't have any discount codes on it, but I'll put a link down below for you guys. Other than that, so I went over the flavor, I went over the beta alanine, I went over the energy, I went over the focus, and I went over the pumps. So I think we're good. So I'm going to get back to work here. I'm on my break and just finishing up right now. So we got Performance in You, Power in You pre-workout. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Love to have you along for the ride. Don't be afraid to leave a comment down below. Talk to you guys next time.